and welcome to my presentation on sentence structure. Let's talk about complements. An object complement is a noun, pronoun, or adjective that follows the direct object. Complements can be a single word or a phrase. Complements describe, rename, or tell what something has become. Proper placement of complements is important to the overall meaning of a sentence. So to recap, an object complement will be found right after the direct object. Remember, the direct object is the thing that receives the action of the verb. Okay, let's take a look at an example. The Hamptons painted their house purple. What is the direct object? House. Why? Because it is the thing that was painted. So purple describes or gives more detail about the house. Since it comes after the direct object, it is known as a complement. So the word purple is functioning as a complement because it comes right after the direct object, house. So according to the definition, purple is an adjective that describes the direct object, house. Therefore, purple is the object complement for house. Therefore, purple is the object complement in this sentence. You might also hear the term objective complement. Either way, we're talking about the same thing, whether you call it the object or objective complement. So what if I switched the sentence around this way? The Hamptons painted their purple house. It doesn't have a complement. What color was the house painted? In this sentence, purple is an adjective that describes house. Remember, an adjective is a descriptive word that comes before a noun. A complement is a descriptive word or phrase that comes after the direct object. Okay, this sentence does not have a complement. This house is already purple. So what color was the house painted? We don't know. In the first sentence, we do not know what color the house was before it was painted, but we do know that it was changed to a purple color. This is the function of a complement, to tell what something has become, according to the definition to the left. In this sentence, the Hamptons painted their purple house. We know that the house is currently purple. This is what an adjective does. But what color has it become? We do not know. Therefore, this sentence does not have a complement. Now, let's take a look at one more example to put all of this together. The Hamptons painted their purple house brown. Purple is the adjective that describes the house, and brown is the object complement that tells what the color was changed to or what the house had become. Notice that the adjective comes before the verb and is not included in the predicate. On the other hand, the word brown is included in the predicate and comes after the direct object. Remember, the predicate part of a sentence starts with the main verb. From the main verb all the way down is what we call the predicate. And this object complement is included in the predicate part of the sentence. Okay, take a deep breath, pause the video if you need to, and remember, this is beyond basic grammar. So we're covering more complex aspects of standard English language and sentence structure. Okay, let's move forward. Let's take a look at some examples of object complements. Here's the pattern. You have the subject, the verb, the direct object, and then the object complement. In public, Anna calls Charles Dr. Payne. Anna is the subject, calls is the verb, Charles is the direct object because Anna calls who? Anna calls Charles. He receives the action of the verb calls, so Charles is the direct object, and Dr. Payne is the object complement. It gives more information about what Anna calls Charles. Teresa named her daughter Tamara. Teresa is the subject. Named is the verb, daughter is the direct object, and Tamara is the object complement. Tamara further describes daughter. So the word Tamara specifically gives you the daughter's name, and daughter is the direct object. So here you see the relationship between direct objects and object complements. Notice that without the object complement, you would have an incomplete thought or an incomplete sentence. Or even if you have a complete sentence, Teresa named her daughter, you would say what? Named her daughter what? So complements answer the what part and give you the information, the additional information that you need in order to make complete sense of what is written or what is being expressed in the sentence. Subject complements. A subject complement is a noun or adjective that follows a linking verb and describes the subject. So what are linking verbs? Glad you asked. The most common linking verbs are forms of be. Is, are, was, were, been. Those are linking verbs that are forms of the irregular verb be. But you also have additional words that function as linking verbs. Appear, become, grow, continue, remain, seem, get, look, sound, smell, feel, taste. These are just some examples of the most common linking verbs. In order to spot linking verbs, you just have to memorize them and recognize what they are. And also feel free to consult a current grammar book as a reminder and a refresher. Okay, there are two types of subject complements. The first is the predicate nominative. A predicate nominative is a noun or pronoun that describes the subject. For example, Morgan is a licensed beautician. Now, in talking about nominatives, we're talking about naming, and naming is related to subjects. Nominatives are found in the predicate or the verb part of the sentence. Remember, predicates begin with the main verb of the sentence, and everything that comes after it is considered the predicate. So that is where we get the term predicate nominative. Now, in this example, Morgan is a licensed beautician. Is the linking verb, right? That's in the box. Beautician is the complement. The word beautician is a noun that further describes or names Morgan, and Morgan is the subject. Notice that the word beautician comes after the linking verb is, and therefore serves as the subject complement. And more specifically, it is a predicate nominative, which further describes or names the subject. Again, the subject is Morgan. The second type of subject complement is called the predicate adjective. A predicate adjective is an adjective that describes the subject. Your neighbors seem friendly and fascinating. Seem is the linking verb. Friendly and fascinating are two adjectives that describe the subject. And the subject in this sentence is neighbors. So friendly and fascinating describe neighbors. Since friendly and fascinating are found in the predicate part of the sentence, they are referred to as subject complements, and more specifically, predicate adjectives. Why? Because they are adjectives that appear after the verb, after the linking verb, which is the predicate part of the sentence. Okay, let's take a look at some examples of subject complements. Notice the pattern. Subject, then you have a linking verb, then you have the subject complement. Oatmeal is a good source of fiber. The subject is oatmeal. Is the linking verb. Source is the subject complement, is referring back to oatmeal. What is a good source of fiber? Oatmeal. So source is the subject complement that describes, renames, refers back to oatmeal, the subject. Mark's new car looks expensive. So what is the subject in this sentence? The simple subject. Car. Looks is the linking verb, and expensive is a subject complement. It is an adjective that describes car, and it comes after a linking verb. Okay, so in these sentences, source and expensive are subject complements. In the first example, source is a noun, so it is a predicate nominative. In the second sentence, expensive is an adjective, so it is a predicate adjective. In summary, sentences express complete thoughts. Sentences consist of subjects, predicates, and complements. Complements are direct objects, indirect objects, object complements, and subject complements. Okay, hopefully this presentation has been helpful to you. If you need additional help with your writing, go to our website, easyedits.net, www.easyedits.net. Thank you so much and happy learning.